Mathematics made easy, no more fear. Target online class, we got you. Wherever you want to from, we got what you need. Target online class.
Good day, viewers all over the world. You are welcome to Toy Dev online class. Today we want to look at undefined fractions. We want to look at undefined fractions. When do we say that a fraction is undefined? When do we say that a fraction is undefined? A fraction is said to be undefined whenever the denominator is equal to 0. That is, a fraction is undefined if its denominator is equal to 0. For instance, for example, if you have 2, for instance, if you have 2 divided by x minus 3, when do we say that this fraction is undefined? This fraction will be undefined when the denominator is equal to 0. That is, if we equate this denominator equal to 0, we are going to have 2 all over 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. But 2 divided by 0 is undefined. If you check that in your calculator, you realize that it's not going to be possible. It's not taken. So a fraction is undefined if its denominator is equal to 0. 0 all over 2 is 0. But 2 all over 0 is undefined. So as soon as the denominator is equal to 0, that fraction becomes undefined. And that is the introduction to undefined fractions. So that's the introduction to undefined fractions. So let's take example. Let's take the first example. Under undefined fractions, the question states that we should find the values of x for which the following expressions are undefined. So let's just take A, where we have 7 all over x minus 3, or we can say x minus 6. Then B, where we have 6y all over 1 minus 2y into bracket y. And let's take one more. We should just take one more example. Let's say 18 all over x plus x squared plus 1 all over x squared minus 9. So these are the 3 examples that we are going to consider under undefined fractions. So we start with the first one, solution. So when do we say that this first question, 7 over x minus 6, is undefined? So this will be undefined when the denominator, so 7 all over x minus 6 is undefined when x minus 6 equal to 0. That is x minus 6 equal to 0. So x is equal to 6. So this is the value of x. The value of x, if the value of x is equal to 6 here, this fraction becomes undefined because 6 minus 6 is going to give us 0. And as soon as we have the denominator to be 0, the fraction becomes undefined. So we have been able to solve the first one. When x is equal to 6, that fraction becomes undefined. So that is that about the first one. So we go to the second one. This second question. So this second question now, we say the fraction will be undefined when 1 minus 2y into bracket y equal to 0. And of course, we get the value of y that makes this fraction undefined. Of course, these are product of two things. 1 minus y minus 2y equal to 0 or y equal to 0. These are product of two factors. Is that this for the one in brackets is equal to 0 or y is equal to 0? Then 1 is equal to 2y. Divide both sides by 2. So y is equal to 0 or half. So when y equal to 0 or half, this fraction becomes undefined. Let's check it out. When y is equal to 0, I'm going to have 0 here. Of course, I have 1 minus 0 is 0. Everything becomes 0. So when y equal to 0 in this second example, the fraction becomes undefined. And when y equal to half, that is, if y equal to half here, I'm going to have 2. That would 1 all over 2. 2 we cancel 2. 1 minus 1 also give us 0. 0 multiplied by everything with 0. So these are the two values, y equal to 0 or half. These are the two values that will make that fraction undefined. So we have defined, we have made that definition from the inception that a fraction is said to be undefined whenever the denominator is equal to 0. That's what makes a fraction undefined. Then let's go ahead and check out this third one. In case of this third one now, we have to be very careful here. So I think the first thing that needed to do is to find the LCM. Of course, we're not going to solve anything. This is x into bracket x squared minus 9. X in x, we are going to have this. I'm going to have 18 into bracket x squared minus 9. Then plus this in this, I'm going to have x into bracket x squared plus 1. So we are less concerned about the numerator. We only concentrate on the denominator because the question says that we should find the value of x that will make this fraction undefined. So in this case now, this fraction will be undefined when x into bracket x squared minus 1 equal to 0. That is what makes this fraction undefined. Then we say x is equal to 0 or x squared minus 9 equal to 0. So x is equal to 0 or this is difference of 2 squared, because I can change this to x squared minus 3 squared. 2 squared, then the operating sign there is difference, it's minus equal to 0. So here we say x minus 3 into bracket x plus 3 equal to 0. This is the expression for difference of 2 squared. So x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0 or x plus 3 equal to 0. So x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 3 or x is equal to minus 3. So these are the three values of x that will make this fraction undefined. Therefore, x is equal to 0 or plus or minus 3. So if x is equal to 0, the fraction will be undefined. If x is equal to 0, everything becomes 0. If x is equal to minus 3 times minus 3 is plus 3, everything becomes 0. And if x is equal to positive 3, everything will still become 0. So these are the three values of x that will make that fraction undefined. So we take one more example. Under this. So let's take example 2. Let's take example 2. Simplify. The question says simplify the expression. That will simplify the expression. 2x squared plus x minus 15 all over x squared minus 9. And state the value of x for which the simplified expression is not defined. It's not defined. Of course, this is just these are a question that is structured in such a way that we will be able to solve it. Solution. So this is 3-in-1 question. The first one is that we first simplify the expression. But at it being we are not asked to simplify the expression, the value that will make that expression undefined will be is a straightforward question. Will just be 3 or minus 3. But in this case, we are asked to simplify the expression. So we first simplify. So and if we want to simplify this expression, we have 2x squared minus plus x minus 15 all over x squared minus 9. So these are quadratic expressions. So we factorize. At the numerator, we have 2x squared. We have 5 times 15 is 30. So I'm going to have plus 6x minus 5x here. minus 15. That will be the expression at the numerator. The denominator is different of 2 squared. So I will have x minus 3 into bracket s plus 3. Because this is the same thing as 3 squared. No, s squared minus 3 squared. That's the expression for this. Okay. So if you check out the numerator, I have 2x into bracket x plus 2 plus 3. I have minus 5 here into bracket s plus 3 will be equal to x minus 3 x plus 3. So if I do the grouping here, I'm going to have 2x minus 5 into bracket x plus 3 all over x minus 3 x plus 3. So x plus 3 can actually cancel x plus 3. At the end of the day, we are left with 2x minus 5 all over x minus 3. So we have been able to simplify that expression. That's the first step. That's the first thing to do. We have been able to simplify that expression. The question now says that we should find the value of x for which the simplified expression is not defined. This expression will not be defined at x minus 3 equal to 0. That is when it becomes undefined, when the denominator equal to 0. That is x minus 3 equal to 0. So x is equal to 3. So once x is equal to 3 here, we have 3 minus 3. That will be 0. And once we have 0 at the denominator, it shows that that expression is not defined. It's a not defined expression. So I would love to stop here because of our time. Try and send this to friends and your family. Then you can encourage your loved ones to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Toyden Online Class. I have the channel on Facebook, TikTok, and on YouTube. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Mathematics made easy, no more fear. Toyden Online.